Welcome to the Crafting and Care Guide for Tetramorium Bicarinatum. We hope to give you a good picture of these fast-growing ants. Tetramorium Bicarinatum are known for their inbreeding and fast growth. But did you know that they are also very active? And that they are escape artists? And when threatened, they mostly choose for defense. But also, they can cause a real threat to your local ants when released. Let's start with some general information. Size. These ants are not very big, with workers from 3 to 4 millimeters and queens from 5 to 6. They have to get their strength elsewhere. But don't worry, they do. This species also does not have mages. Tetras are polygyne and there is no limit to the amount of queens. And with inbreeding, the number of queens can be enormous. The queens are semi-claustral of origin, but it's recommended to get the queen with workers. And since the species inbreed, you can get split colonies, which makes getting a small colony easier than getting a queen. Colors. Colors on these ants are great. With their brown-red body and black gaster, they are stunning. And also makes them very visible in a wide variety of nest colors. Tetramorium Bicarinatum can't sting or bite with force, which makes them easy to handle. But they make it up in numbers. Nuptials. These ants don't really have a seasonal nuptial flight. When the colony reaches an amount of 1,000+ workers, they start making elates. And they just fly out when the conditions are right. But even if they're not flying, the elates will inbreed and stay in the nest, which just increases the amount of queens inside the nest. And this can go on and on and on. Growth. This is one of the dangerous parts of Tetramorium Bicarinatum. Since they can produce their own queens through inbreeding, and as many as the food supply can sustain, the egg production is immense. And from egg to worker takes about 4 weeks. This means they can explode at any time. The only way to control this is by the amount of given food. Location. Tetramorium Bicarinatum originate from Asia, but have successfully spread it around the world to almost all tropical and subtropical forests. With their ability to adapt, and since they can take a bit of cold for a while, they are still spreading out. Temperature. The best temperature for the nest is between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius. But they are very hardy ants, and they will not stop producing at lower temperatures. Humidity. The brood of Tetramorium Bicarinatum likes humidity from 60 to 70%, but the ants themselves like it much drier. This is something to take into consideration when picking a nest or building a setup. Food. This is one of the best things about the species. They eat everything, and the hunger is immense. Even though they are not very big ants, they make it up in numbers. So when prey comes close to their nest, they will come and swarm, and leave almost nothing behind. But they are also very happy with a piece of fruit, and even take soft seeds. Their biggest reaction you get to sugar water. They absolutely love it. Hibernation. As far as hibernation goes, they don't. But this is also the danger, since they are very hardy ants. They can hide in warmer places and use their own brood as a food supply. This makes them able to stay in way colder places. Housing. Another easy thing about these great ants. Tetras will live in almost anything. As long as the brood can get a nice and steady humidity, it doesn't matter. Also, they really are unfazed by light. But be aware, housing is important. As long as you give them enough food, they are very timid. And if they break out, they won't go very far from the nest. But if you try to manage them by food reduction, they will do anything to break out. PTFE works okay as a barrier. The best, in my opinion, is alcohol with talcum powder. But watch out with this combination. Acrylic does not like alcohol and make it become brittle, and eventually will destroy your setup. Quick summary. These ants are just amazing. They are easy to keep in many ways, eat almost everything, can live almost everywhere, and with food they almost cannot die out because of inbreeding. You can watch them for hours because they are very active and don't care about light. But I get a question a lot. Are Tetramorium Bicarinatum a starter species? And I would say no. If they break out and they are able to get a queen out of the nest, they can cause trouble. All the things that are easy about them can also cause them to be a plague. And because of their numbers and their fast growth, they can be a real threat to local ant species. Take this into consideration before getting this awesome species. This is all you need to know about these wonderful ants. Like the setups? Go to thecraftingant.com. Want more information or help? Join our Discord. And of course, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching, and see you next time at The Crafting Ant.